My name is Matthew Glenn, and together with my wife Liz Martin, we run Muddy Fingers Farm. We have a small vegetable farm. We farm about 3 acres of sustainably grown vegetables here in Hector, New York. I didn't grow up wanting to be a farmer. I grew up in a city, and so that wasn't really an option as I was growing up. I interned on an organic vegetable farm in Pennsylvania. That's where I first got interested in farming. So we have kind of modeled our farm after that. It was another very small CSA.
I decided to become a farmer because I thought it'd be a nice way to make a living, to be outside all day, to be my own boss. I really love that. We had always had a large garden growing up, and then I worked for several years at a Quaker farm camp, which just really gave me a sense of, they had a big garden, and it gave me a sense of what possibilities are out there. And then Matthew and I met working on a CSA vegetable farm near Philadelphia and decided that together we'd like to pursue agriculture. This is our 8th year. We grow organically, though we're not certified. And all our work is done with the 2 of us and the help of a few working shares.
Well, when we started, we were pretty basic. We knew we wanted to grow vegetables on a small scale. We didn't have a real defined way of how we were going to market them. We knew farmers market and CSA, and for the most part that has been a pretty sound way of marketing your agricultural products, I've found. Where I think we could have used more experience is with the farming. There's something to be said for just jumping right in and learning as you go. We've been able to manage that, I think, for the most part, but it would have been probably more helpful for us to work at a couple other farms before we started our own, but we were very ambitious and ready to get started.
When we decided that we wanted to start farming, it was a very dry year, which was sort of fortunate because it really made us realize how important an irrigation source is for a farm. We looked all throughout 2005 for land, and we found this place in 2006 and purchased it. It was in our price range and it met all of our criteria. It might be just a touch too small for us. We're really starting to wonder that, but it was something that we could afford, so we bought it. Finding land is really important. You either need to have family land, you need to have had another career and have lots of money, or you need to have a high tolerance for debt. It seems like to get into farming, I really think access to land is going to become a huge issue for farmers, especially young farmers in the future. We looked at the soil survey books, and we did speak to a cooperative extension agent. The soil at our farm isn't the best, but we felt like we'd been looking for a full year, and we really knew what was out there. And so we felt pretty comfortable buying this because the interest rates were still pretty low, and it just felt like to us it was time. We figured on a small scale you can improve the soil, and so we bought a lot of compost and spread it the first few years. But soil has been an ongoing issue for us.
Our basic goal has always been, eventually, I think when we started we said within 5 years, to be full-time self-employed on the farm.
But we're really now in our 8th season realizing that it's time to really focus in on what our profitable crops are and what crops are unprofitable for us. With the CSA, I think you have to grow a mix of things, even some that aren't very profitable.
39.5.
But this year we're really focusing on record keeping, and this year we're making the most specific goals for next year. Now it feels like it's time to really hone in on things. It's really good to grow your own food. We think it's really important for young people to get into farming. The average age of a farmer is 55 in America, and who's going to feed us in 10 or 15 years? I think it's important that we have local food resources. Small farmers feeding people where they live. And I hope that people start to realize that and support small farmers more, because I think they're going to need them.